to my channel. My name is Dr. Rola Rabah. I'm an oral maxillofacial surgery resident, and this is my weekly Q&A series. If you are new to this, I post every week a video answering a few questions that I commonly get on Instagram or through my YouTube comments, and I try to group them in themes so that each week covers the most common questions under a certain category. And so if you have questions you want me to answer, make sure that you comment below, follow me on Instagram at 15blade, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can be the first to know when we release new videos. So this week, the theme is sleep and health. I get a ton of questions about this, probably because I'm usually up at like 4 in the morning and I'm running around all over the place, and a lot of you guys are really curious what my routines are to stay healthy and to get sleep, because sometimes it seems like I never sleep, and on certain occasions that is true. The first question is, what is your sleep routine? This is a super hard question to answer because my sleep routine really depends on what services I'm rotating on. Some services like general surgery are really intense. I'm barely sleeping and I barely have a sleep routine because I simply can't manage to have a routine because every day is so different. There's other times when I'm on services like anesthesia where I have a lot more flexibility within my day and I can actually have a really good sleep routine that is excellent for sleep hygiene. I'm a huge believer in sleep hygiene, you guys. If you are not falling asleep super quick at night and you're not getting restful sleep, it has to do with your sleep hygiene. And so that is the first thing that you should tackle. And the things that I try to do, no matter what my schedule is and no matter how little or how much I'm sleeping, is stick to certain sleep hygiene practices, meaning that an hour before bedtime, I kind of dim the lights. I don't do anything super stimulating like really, high intensity movie or TV. I try to stay off my phone. I just try to not do things that are really stimulating because that preps you for bedtime. That's one of the things. The other thing that I do is I avoid caffeine. Generally speaking, I actually only have a big mug, like a 16 ounce, I think, mug of coffee super early in the morning, like at 7 a.m. And then I don't drink any more caffeine the rest of the day. And that is really important to your sleep hygiene because caffeine keeps you awake. Of course, we all know that. And so you might say, oh, caffeine doesn't really affect me and I'm, totally, my body has built tolerance and it doesn't affect me. Trust me, it does affect you. So in order for you to have really good sleep hygiene, you have to avoid caffeine anytime close to bedtime, but even further out, you'll be surprised how long caffeine lingers in the body. And so it's really important for you to follow all of those different practices in order to formulate some sort of routine. My goal is always 6 hours. That's always my goal. I don't often achieve that goal, especially when I'm on more intense rotations. But on the weekends, I try to catch up a little bit. You can't truly catch up on sleep, but you certainly can have a few nights of good sleep in order to just recharge and fuel your brain. All right, question number 2. How do you manage lack of sleep? Okay, so obviously question number 1 and number 2 are super relevant and really related, especially if you're in residency, but in any situation in your life, you might find yourself with a really intense schedule with project deadlines, or maybe you're studying for a board exam and so you're not really sleeping very much, and so you have to figure out a way to be able to manage that. I have to say that the trick to being able to function on very little sleep is 1, having caffeine in the morning, of course, and 2, you have to be able to take little cat naps when you can. If it's absolutely not possible, fine. But if you can, at any point in the day, take a 20-minute cat nap, it will recharge your brain and give your body the energy to go on during the day. So if you can't sleep more than 6, 7, 8 hours a night and you have to be running around doing a ton of stuff, try to find an opportunity. 20 minutes is all you need. There's a lot of studies that show that 20 minutes, that sweet spot is the perfect cat nap because it's what you need in order to recharge. If you sleep less than that, it's not enough. If you sleep more than that, you start entering deep sleep, and waking up from that is actually counterproductive because then you feel more tired. And so you've probably had this long nap before where you've slept like an hour and you wake up and you're like, ugh, I feel groggy. I feel even worse than when I went and took this nap. But if you do a good 20 to 30 minute nap, that's actually what your body needs in order to recharge and feel like you just got a whole night of sleep. Try it, trust me, it works. And so that is really, you know, something that I recommend. I'm not a huge nap taker, but on days when I've gotten very little sleep, I force myself to take a very quick cat nap. And so I try to find time within the day. I will even, you know, skip out on, I don't know, doing something really important in order to just take that nap. So that's advice number 2. The final advice is to eat things that can give you energy. And so having a very carby meal, and I love carbs. You guys know I love my fries and I love my bread and I love my carbs. But having a lot of carbs is not going to give you energy. It's going to make you feel really sluggish. So you want to have things that are healthy and refreshing and be able to still keep up with your day even on, you know, very low sleep. Let's get to question number 3. Do you have a workout routine? So this is also something that's gone up and down. When I was living in New York for dental school, in my 4th year, had a lot of free time and I really got into a workout rhythm. Like I felt the greatest I had ever felt in my entire life because I was working out 5 times a week. I was doing tons of classes that I really loved. I was doing hot yoga, I was doing Pilates and bar and cycling, and I loved it. I mean, I was in great shape. I was walking all over the city. It was the best. And I definitely got the best sleep at that time, felt the most energized, felt the most like emotionally, just emotionally stable and comforted by my workout routine. And that was great. Of course, I started residency. All of that went down the drain. It was really hard for me to find a routine. Initially the first year I signed up for a gym. It was 25-minute walk each way. And so that was like about 50 minutes, a 50-minute walk, and then I would take like an hour class or work out for an hour and then shower. And by the time I was back home, it was 3 hours. And like, that's just not sustainable for me to find 3 hours in my day to dedicate to working out. And so that, you know, after a couple months quickly fell through, unfortunately. And then after that, I tried to do a lot of online classes, and that actually works really nicely because you can do it at the comfort of your own home, but there's not as much motivation. And so recently, Chris and I invested in a Peloton after so many of you guys recommended it. And so yes, we got on the Peloton bandwagon, and that's now my new workout routine. And it's actually really great because it combines the comfort of your own home, which is really, really, really important, especially during the coronavirus pandemic. We all found ourselves stuck at home without a lot of options. And so it gives you that comfort, but it also gives you all of these classes that are super interactive and really motivational. And so that part I was kind of lacking, even though I was doing a ton of at-home apps and stuff that worked really great. And I highly recommend, especially the really affordable ones. I've used many in the past and I really, really love them, and I highly recommend it if that's within your budget. But this was kind of like the best of both worlds. So it was an upgrade from doing just like a regular in-home app on your iPad. And so that has been really, really great and a big part of my workout routine. And I have to say, I'm feeling a lot better now that I've incorporated that into my life. And so that's it, you guys. Those are all of the sleep and health questions that I very, very commonly get asked. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight about what, you know, you could do and what you can manage. At the end of the day, just do your best, you guys. You know, sometimes you have to just be somebody that can adapt to different situations. So that, I think that's really important, whether it's sleep or your workout routine or, you know, dealing with, you know, your routine just not being what it is. You just have to be flexible and you have to adapt. And that's really what residency is about. And it's what makes you a more resilient person. And so I hope that this is helpful, and I will see you guys next week with more questions. Don't forget, follow me on Instagram at 15 Blades. Subscribe to this channel so you're the first to know when a new video is released, and like this video and comment below. Let me know what other questions you want me to answer. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.